Hi guys, welcome again to Learn TWI, the fun way with TWI Junior Pro. My name is Kɔso. Sorry that I've been missing for a couple of weeks. I was actually busy with some things, but I'll try and make this more regular. So for today, we have 3 people that needed something translated. The very first person that needed something translated was Ashley. Then I think Ashley needed 5 things translated. The second one is Zannes. Zane needed, I think, 2 things translated. The third person was Daniel. Daniel needed like 15 things translated. But for Daniel, I'll pick the first 10 things that you sent me to translate. So all in all, I think that would be 17 things, if my math is correct, right? So let's get right to it. So the very first person, as I said, was Ashley. Ashley, thanks again for your continued support. And these are the things that Ashley wanted to know. The very first thing that Ashley wanted to know was, can we talk later? Again, can we talk later? Now, that in Twi can be said as, Yebetumi akasa akyire. Again, Yebetumi akasa akyire. One last time. Yebetumi akasa akyire. Now, the next thing that Ashley wanted to know was, what are we eating for dinner? Again, what are we eating for dinner? Now, that in Twi can be said as, Ɛdeɛn na yɛredi anwumere. Again, Ɛdeɛn na yɛredi anwumere. One last time, slower. Ɛdeɛn na yɛredi anwumere. Now, the next thing that Ashley wanted to know was, put that down. Again, put that down. Now, that in Twi can be said as, fa yei to form. Again, fa yei to form. One last time. Fa yei to form. Now, the next thing that Ashley wanted to know was, don't go over there. Again, don't go over there. Now, that in Twi can be said as Ɛnkɔ. Again, Ɛnkɔ. One last time, slower. Ɛnkɔ. You can also say mekɔso. Again, mekɔso. But the easiest one would be Ɛnkɔ. As I said, Ɛnkɔ. Now, the last thing that Ashley wanted to know was, are you tired? Again, are you tired? Now, that in Twi can be said as Woabrɛ. Again, Woabrɛ. Again, Woabrɛ. Okay, one last time. Woabrɛ. Ashley, thanks again for your continued support. I really, really appreciate you. And you can always send through your things and I'll translate them as usual, right? I'll probably put it in the comment section or respond to your message. Then a couple of days later, well, if everything goes well, once a week or every week, I'll post the translation on the channel. But thanks again for your continued support. Now, the next person that needed something translated was Zane. Zane, thank you so much for your support. Now, these are the 2 things that Zane wanted to know. Now, the very first thing that Zane wanted to know was, God bless you. Now, that in Twi can be said as, remember, God in Twi can be said as Nyame, Onyame, or Onyankopɔn. Again, Nyame, Onyame, or Onyankopɔn. One last time. Nyame, Onyame, Onyankopɔn. Right? Now, bless you part to be nhyira. Nhyira is blessing. Who is you? So again, you can either say Nyame nhyira or Onyame nhyira or Onyankopɔn nhyira. One last time. Nyame nhyira or Onyame nhyira or Onyankopɔn nhyira. Now, the second thing that Zane wanted to know was, you are welcome back. Again, you are welcome back. Now, that can relatively be said in 2 ways. You can either say Akwaaba, which is you're welcome or welcome, right? Akwaaba. Or you can say Mema, which literally means I'm welcoming you. So you can say you are welcome back in Twi in relatively 2 ways, which is Akwaaba, which is welcome, which could also mean the same thing, or Mema. So again, Akwaaba or Mema. One last time. Akwaaba or Mema. Zanes, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for continued support. Please keep on sending your translations. It might be late, but as I said, I'll respond to your comments. Then in weeks to come, I'll actually do this video and have it in the channel, right? I'll do a video about your translation, right? Now, the last person that needed something translated was Daniel. Daniel, as always, thanks again for your continued support. And these are the things that Daniel wanted to know. The very first thing Daniel wanted to know was, what was Yɛnomsusu in English? Yɛnomsusu. Again, Yɛnomsusu. One last time. Yɛnomsusu. So if you say Yɛnom, what literally translated in English would be we, which is Yɛnom. Susu is planning when you're plotting something. So again, Yɛnomsusu is we are all planning in English. Yɛnomsusu is we are all planning. Again, Yɛnomsusu is we are all planning. The next thing Daniel wanted to know was there's an expansion. Again, there's an expansion. Now that in tree can be said as Yɛaterɛm. Again, Yɛaterɛm. One last time, slower. Yɛaterɛm. But you can put the U at the end so it will sound like Yɛaterɛm, which is we have expanded or we are expanding or there's an expansion. Again, Yɛaterɛm. Or you can say Yɛaterɛm. One last time. Yɛaterɛm or Yɛaterɛm. The next thing that Daniel wanted to know was, you got that right? Again, you got that right. Now that in tree can be said as Woatwa or nokware. Again, Woatwa or nokware. So if you say nokware, what you're saying is that so? Is that true? Which can also mean you've got that right. Then Woatwa is have you gotten it, or have you passed, or have you achieved something? But that in turn can also mean you've got that right in tree. So it could either be Woatwa or nokware. The next thing that Daniel wanted to know was, why do you always forget? Again, why do you always forget? Now that in tree can be said as Adɛn na werɛ tafi. Again, Adɛn na werɛ tafi. One last time. Adɛn na, which is why. Werɛ tafi is do you always forget? Or do you often forget? Or do you usually forget? Again, Adɛn na werɛ tafi. The next thing Daniel wanted to know was, keep writing. Again, keep writing. Now that in tree can be said as Kɔso akyire. Again, Kɔso akyire. One last time. Kɔso akyire. So if somebody says Kɔso, what they're trying to say is continue. Akyire in this sentence will be writing. So again, continue writing or keep writing in tree will be Kɔso akyire. Again, Kɔso akyire. One last time. Kɔso akyire. The next thing Daniel wanted to know was, I have to practice. Again, I have to practice. Now that in tree can be said as Ɛwɔ Sɛ mekɔso biara. Again, Ɛwɔ Sɛ mekɔso biara. One last time. Ɛwɔ Sɛ mekɔso biara. Let me make it very slow. Ɛwɔ Sɛ, which is I have to. Mekɔso, continue. Do that thing. Biara, every day. So literally translated in English would be, I have to do this every day. In turn could mean I have to keep on practicing or I have to practice. Remember, if you do something every day continuously, right, it's basically you practicing whatever you're trying to do. So again, Ɛwɔ Sɛ mekɔso biara. The next thing Daniel wanted to know was, which one is this? Again, which one is this? Now that in tree can be said as Edeen. Again, Edeen. One last time. Edeen. Slower. Edeen. The next thing that Daniel wanted to know was, give me one more. Again, give me one more. Now that in tree can be said as Saa mame baako bio. Again, Saa mame baako bio. One last time. Saa mame baako bio. Let me just say it slower. Saa mame baako bio. But you can also say mame baako bio. Again, mame baako bio. One last time. Mame baako bio. Slower. Mame baako bio. If you say mame baako bio, what you're trying to say is give me one more. Again, give me one more. The next thing Daniel wanted to know was, is that fair? Is that fair? Now that in tree can be said as ntia. Again, ntia. Slower. Ntia. So literally translated, ntia is, how can I put this? Is that fine? Again, ntia. Literally translated in English would be, is that fine? Which in turn could mean, is that fair? So again, is that fair in tree can be said as ntia, which literally translated in English would be, is that fine? But the last thing Daniel wanted to know was, people or humans are scarce. Again, people or humans are scarce. Now that in tree can be said as nipa yena. Again, nipa yena. One last time, nipa yena. Slower, nipa yena. Guys, thanks again for your continued support. Ashley, Zannes, Daniel, I really, really appreciate you guys. And remember, guys, please, if you want to learn tree quicker, right, or if you know anyone who wants to learn tree for that matter, right, please spread the word. Direct them to this channel. Hopefully when they come here, they'll love the content enough to actually subscribe and join the family. And guys, if you want to learn TWI quicker, right, please remember to go get the TWI Junior Pro app. It's on Google Store. With that and these lessons, you learn TWI quicker. And guys, remember to click on the like button, subscribe button, and bell button for future notifications. Oh my God, I actually forgot all these things, to list all these things. It's been a while now. Guys, with lots of love from me. See you next time. Bye.